Let me ask you something. Have you been scrolling online lately and just gotten this weird feeling? Like something is off? That the internet just feels a little less human, a little more fake than it used to? I mean, you've probably seen stuff exactly like this. Just bizarre AI-generated nonsense like shrimp Jesus all over your Facebook feed. It makes absolutely no sense, but then you look and it has thousands of likes and comments, almost all of them from bots. This kind of AI-generated slop, as people are calling it, is just everywhere. And that weird, unsettling feeling it gives you, well, it actually has a name.
It's called the dead internet theory, and it's a way to try and explain this creeping sense of artificiality that, let's be honest, we're all starting to notice online.
So what does that actually mean? Well, at its core, the theory says that most of what we're seeing online, the articles, the social media posts, the comments, all of it isn't actually made by people anymore. It's just bots talking to other bots, AI models just recycling each other's junk. And the really creepy part? It suggests we're all just scrolling through a giant illusion of a busy human world that isn't really there. Now, I gotta say, in its most extreme form, the theory goes right off the deep end into full-blown conspiracy. You see posts like this one from 2021, which really helped popularize the idea, claiming this is all some deliberate plot by the government to manipulate all of us. Okay, but let's just put the tinfoil hats aside for a minute. If we strip away the whole conspiracy part, is there any actual truth to the basic feeling? Is there any hard data that shows the internet is, genuinely becoming less human? Well, it turns out, yes, there is. And this is where it gets really, really wild. Because when you look at the actual numbers, they are genuinely shocking. So get this. According to a recent industry report, for the very first time in history, automated traffic has overtaken human traffic. Yeah, you heard me right. 51% of everything happening online is now generated by bots, not people. All of a sudden, the dead internet theory doesn't sound quite so crazy, does it? I mean, just look at this chart. It puts the problem in the clearest possible terms. We are now, statistically speaking, outnumbered online. Just let that sink in for a second. For every real person like you scrolling or posting, there's more than one bot out there doing the same thing. We are officially in the minority. And we're not talking about some obscure corner of the web here. This is happening on the apps we use every single day. On X, some estimates claim a staggering 64% of accounts could be bots. Instagram has something like 95 million fake accounts. And Meta, Facebook's parent company, they admit that around 430 million of their monthly users are inauthentic. This isn't a small leak. The whole ship is flooded.
So the big question is, how did we get here, right? How did we completely lose control of our own digital world? Well, the answer, weirdly enough, is baked right into the internet's original DNA.
See, when the internet's core systems were being built way back in the day, the priorities were totally different. They wanted simplicity, scalability, flexibility. The entire system was designed to deliver information as efficiently as possible, not to verify it. But today, in 2025, what do we desperately need? The exact opposite. We need to know who's who, where content really came from, and whether or not it's authentic. This all comes down to a few fundamental flaws. The internet, by its very nature, doesn't really know who you are. It has no built-in way to prove who made what. And maybe most importantly, it's forgetful by design. So to the system, 1,000 clicks from a single bot looks exactly the same as 1 click each from 1,000 different people. What were once brilliant design features for efficiency have now become critical, system-wide bugs in the age of AI. Which, of course, leads us to the next big problem. If the foundation is this flawed, can't we just patch it? Well, we've been trying, and honestly, our current tools are just losing the fight. We are locked in a technological arms race, and right now, AI is winning, hands down. Our AI detection tools get a little better, and the AI models just learn how to hide their tracks even faster. You know those annoying CAPTCHA puzzles where you have to find all the traffic lights? Well, modern AI can now solve those better and faster than most humans can. Kinda ironic, right? And verifying accounts, AI botnets can spin up millions of fake profiles with fake IDs in the blink of an eye. Our defenses just weren't built for this. So what all this is telling us is that we can't just keep slapping on digital band-aids. This isn't a moderation problem anymore. It's an infrastructure problem. It's going to take a massive shift, a fundamental reboot of how the internet even thinks about the idea of trust. This new, trustworthy architecture would need to be built on a few key ideas. First, proof of origin. Think of it like a digital birth certificate for content that proves a photo was actually taken by a real camera, not just dreamed up by an AI. Second, an immutable lineage. A permanent, verifiable record of where a piece of content came from and every single change made to it. And third, and this one's huge, agent-aware economics, which basically means making it super expensive for bots to scrape and steal data, destroying their business model. And look, this isn't some pie-in-the-sky fantasy. There are really smart engineers at companies like Cloudflare and Open Origins who are already building this stuff, right now. They're creating new systems to charge bots for data and new tech to embed authenticity right into a file the second it's created. The reboot is already starting.
Which really just leaves us with one final and pretty critical question. As our world becomes more and more synthetic, we're all going to have to decide what is the real value of truth. Because pretty soon, just proving something is real might be the most valuable service of all.